Hey, what is up? Welcome to Eco. In the last episode, we took the fertilizer skill to make advanced upgrades 2 and the baking skill to make advanced upgrades 3, but also to get more tasty stuff that we can use as food. What I did not realize was that we already have all the technologies we need to make advanced upgrades 4. So before we start with the advanced smelting skill in a bit over an hour, I want to upgrade as many as possible the advanced upgrades 3 that I have to advanced upgrade 4. For that, I have to make a couple of papers. In between episodes, I did a complete overhaul of these fields here. So right now we have these 3 strips and everything is dirt road over here, so we don't have trees growing because that is does happen quite a lot in the jungle, that they grow really fast. For example, here you see a new one, and we had a couple of trees that were growing way too close by or in between all the plants that we have. So this has been fixed now, and I'll have to wait for these to grow to be able to harvest them again. But let's get going with the advanced upgrade 4. For advanced upgrade 4s, we need a couple of things. So here we are still doing the last 2 advanced upgrade 3s. We have none or only 1 left in here. So I'll probably have to make a couple more advanced upgrades in the near future. But let's go for advanced upgrade 4. I will just queue the 20 that we have as advanced upgrade 3. So we will need 20 modern dendrology research papers and 20 modern engineering research papers. I'll queue these first, so they get produced whenever we have 2 of these papers. Then I will queue the engineering papers. They take iron axles, iron plates, iron gears, all of which we can already make over in our mechanics workshop. So let me queue these, and we see these paper will take 400. These research papers will take 400 paper and 80 ink, and the next batch will also take 400 paper and 80 ink. So we will have to make a bit more ink, a bit more paper. Let me queue these papers first. And these are quite a bit of work to do, which means I can get rid of some of my roasts that are about to expire, and I had a lack of protein anyway. So let me get some food, and then we set up the next papers. Let's see. I need this, and let's take 10 of these for now. Alright, we will have to make the axles and the iron gears and the iron plates. I think we already have, but probably not enough. I'll see about that later. And then we will need the dendrology research paper moderns. Many of those as well. The lumber I'm already producing, so we should be able to just put the lumber here in the research stockpile. And they will be made whenever we don't have enough materials for either the research engineering papers or the advanced upgrade 4. Do you need anything? No, you're close to done. Okay. Great. So let's queue a few more paper. 200 for now. Already have everything that is needed to make those, so that's great. And we will need to queue a bit more ink. I think 200 is the right number here as well. We could divide by 5, so let's make 40 for now. That will need 20 glass or 19, but I can get those quickly. Let's see, in the storage up here. Masonry, pottery, there we have glass. I should queue a few more, but those will need sand that I don't have right now. But that's for between episodes, I think. Alright, let's get some of the... Where's my truck? Let's get some lumber over. And let's also get the axles and everything else started. So we have 98 plates. We will need 20 times 19. That's almost... No, 20 times 8. So this should be enough. We have a couple of iron gears. We will definitely need more, like close to 400, 380 in total. And we will need iron axles. So we have a module 3, which is 40%. That's fifth, so we need multiple of 100, I guess, and we can divide that by 2. So let's make 50 axles for now. And for the next batch, I will have the upgrade 4. So that should do as well. More food it is, but I will also use the truck to carry over some lumber. There is the research stockpile, so let's put this in here. And I think the lab can also take from the truck as well. So how are we doing in terms of balancing? We need more protein. So let's get more protein. Ten of these. For now. Storage, you do have access to the truck, that's great. So we are making axles, we have the plates, we need to make a few more gears. But I will take the axles and the gears that I have and some more plates. I guess I'll wait for 3 more axles, because every paper takes about 8. And then we'll have enough to make the first paper and then start making all the gears. In the meantime, I should be looking into this. I made a couple crushed iron, so this is already made. That's great. You have access here, access there, so I think with the upgrade 3 you should be able to make dry iron concentrate, right? You need 1.8 ore to craft 1 concentrate, and this one needs 2.5, so we're better with the screening machine right now. How about the sand? You need 1 for 1, and here we need how many? 2.4 for 2, so for sand, the other one is still better. But we don't have any silica right now. Oh, but we did. There's 10, 15, 25, so you should be able to reach the storage, right? Yes, please. And you can put stuff here. And that should be output, yes. So we have 25 sand for hourglass, for example. I will not concentrate the dry iron just yet. I will wait for a second upgrade 4 to put in here so we get more iron out of the crushed ore that we have. We should have enough axles right now. And then let's carry those over. You get this, that, and that. So we have the first dendrology papers already. It should be working on the... Yes, it is working on the engineering paper, and once that is done, we will get the first advanced upgrade. In the meantime, I will carry over by hand some more of the axles, plates, gears. We have enough gears for a second paper already shifted over. I think I need 1 or 2 more axles. 5 iron storage, I have 4 over here, so this should be enough. And then we have the plates. So that's already enough for a second paper. No, we're missing iron gears. A handful. So let's make a small batch of those. So in theory, this is still 100. Let's make 10. How about 7? 7 is good. This will waste 1% of an iron bar, but that's okay. That is already enough gears for the next paper, so let's bring this over. And then we should have the first upgrade to make those to make more gears. I guess you know the drill by now. I will piece by piece exchange these upgrades. The next one I will use to make more concentrated iron. Because we will go through a lot of iron concentrate, iron plates, for, well, not iron plates because we have enough of those, but for iron gears, maybe a few more axles. And then when we have the skill point, we will need all the iron concentrate we have to make steel. Alright, here we are. And bit over a minute, we will get that next star for advanced smelting. I prepared a blast furnace for it. So we have an advanced upgrade 4 in here. It is linked to a steel box right here where we put all the steel products like rivets, steel springs, stuff like that. It is also linked to the quicklime box because we will need some quicklime for steel. And we have a small steel or a normal steel stockpile on top of the roof, and it also has access to a few other chests and the big stockpile over here with all the iron concentrate. What is left to do is probably get some more charcoal over here, but I will do that, I guess, after I did the first batch of charcoal steel, which I right now realize needs ceramic molds, which I'll have to make at the pottery table. Ingredients are clay, sand, and silica, which I hope I have some of. Here's the star. Let us quickly take the skill. Where is it? Down here. Advanced smelting. Of course, I didn't make the book, so that counts first. I think it's because it has to be made here, right? Yes. So let's queue that. And I even can't make it right now. Let's cancel this one for now and queue that book, move it in front, and then we will need 20 advanced metallurgy papers. Okay, apparently I was missing exactly 20 iron bars. That's about as much as I had. I also got a truckload full of clay for the molds. And as soon as I park my truck back here, the pottery table will already steal some of that clay for the wet bricks that I'm making here. But let's queue the these ceramic molds. I guess I'll use the pottery upgrade that I just made. And that will be 52% reduction, so this is multiple of 40 to make. Let's go, let's say let's go for 80 for now. That will give us 640 molds. Those should hold for a while. And move these in front, please. To actually have these work, we will need to get the crushed stone over. So let's do it the old school way by shifting these from this storage to the wood storage. And then we can move it over here from the wood to the masonry and the pottery stockpiles. This one I can bring back. And here we have our book. Read the scroll. Bring the book up to our bookshelves. And then we can take the star. And then we can go over here and say, well, it's as good as done. We took the skill at least. It will scale up really quick. So let me get those molds from over there. once they're made, and then we can start smelting some steel. Can I reach the steel-ish chest? I can't. So let me put these in here for now. And as soon as I'm down here, I can shift them over into the chest. Good, we can start crafting stuff. So we have two ways to make steel bars. One is with crushed coals. 4 crushed coal are 320,000 joule. And the alternative is charcoal steel with 8 charcoal, which is half that much. This one has 60,000 joule. So I'll use charcoal mostly for making steel, and when I have crushed coal, I will use that to fire furnaces, fire stoves, and baking ovens, and whatever. So right now we have a 45% reduction. That means we should make multiple of 20, right? Yes. So let's go for 40 for now and see how it fares. Not enough charcoal already for that, so let's get some more. How about almost all of these? Our kiln is still working on more charcoal because it's burning all the peat to charcoal. And let's see if this works as an alternative. Why is there still clay in there? I thought I moved it all over. Well, no access to the steel chest. I don't see it. How about you? We have the steel chest. We have the steel truck. Move all this in there. And I'll just drag this over by hand. Alright, this one is still working. Slowly. But we already have specialty level 2. And we'll have level 3 shortly, so which will speed up our furnace by twice the speed. You are still working on all of these, right? Yeah. You have all that's needed for this. 14 axles surplus and 44 gears surplus. So let's take those back. Except I already started making 4 more advanced upgrades, so we will use those up. Do we have an extra module? We do. So let's just move that back in here to get more charcoal out of our peat. So I could, in theory, use 2 different kinds of modules in here. This one can use the logging advanced upgrade, even 3 kinds: masonry advanced upgrade and pottery upgrade. The pottery upgrade is what I want to install here because it's used for the bricks and stuff like that. The 5% less ingredient for the charcoal burning I will just ignore because, well, peat is so easy to get. And it's not a chain where I get more stuff out of it in future steps. It's just this one step from peat to charcoal, and whether I get like 4-ish% more of peat more of charcoal out of the peat that I might use, I really don't care. There was the ding for steel level 3. Focused workflow. And that's why I made 3 separate rooms for the 3 blast furnaces over here. So we have the slag up there as well in the steel stockpile. Can you reach that steel stockpile? You cannot. That means we will have to shift it over from time to time. There it is. Move the crap in here. This goes out. I guess we should put this down here so it is available for the blast furnaces, which is where we most likely will use it. And I guess we should make some iron bars because we are almost out. Even though I want to use most of the iron concentrate for steel right now. But let's go for 40 crafts. That should be enough for now. What's your deal? Status. Water. Oh, we can't have 2 of these running at the same time because the pumps on the other side of the village don't supply enough water. Because this makes, I think, 4 or 6 water per second, and we need a bit more. So let's get a wheelbarrow and widen this to add more pumps. And we already see up here now both steel and iron bars are being made, so there should be enough water for the 2 blast furnaces at least. That looks good. You still have some slag to crush. Yeah, I think this will hold for a while, even though I can just queue 20 more. That's okay. We will go through that piece by piece. There's level 4. And after I've put the slag underground, we can have a look what we can actually make with the steel. So there it is. Put it there. I'll quickly move it a bit deeper. And at the same time I can look whether there's actually any iron ore left down there. Some of this, all of this, so this one is filled up as well, and then we have this one left. 126. Everything goes over here. How about here? These are all empty. This one as well, yeah. So there's still a lot of iron ore down here. I think I will mine some of that offline between episodes whenever it's time. But not right now, because we have steel to take care of. Alright. What can we make out of our steel stuff? I suppose we can shift these down. Steel can be used for ashlar, which is advanced masonry, which we don't have yet. We can make specific boots, builder boots. Requires industry. The chainsaw, I think, does not require industry, but it does require fiberglass. And the same goes for all the modern tools down here. But we can make steel tools, steel axes, steel pickaxe. Basically all the tools that I have in iron form down here can be made out of steel, which is really useful. But I think I cannot make them here. If I say steel axe, then it tells us to make these at a power hammer. And the power hammer is a mechanics building made as at an assembly line. So let's go ahead and make one. That requires iron plates we have, copper plates we do have, 4 gearboxes, 10 unlocks. Gearbox, I guess, here. 4 of them. Wait a second. Do you have your module? You don't. Stop it. Do we need a lot of these? We need those in a cement kiln, which I won't also make. We will need a couple of those. So let's go for the roundish number and make 40 of them. Which will need 67 iron gears. So let's queue 80 of them. And then you'll need also some lubricants. And we need unlocks for the power hammer. Lubricant is your job. We still have some. I will also add the advanced smelting icon up here. Because while the main building is under the floor, we will do a lot of, some of it at least up here as well. Advanced smelting skill. Yes, that looks good. Good. We don't need this module right now, I don't think. Which is a tier 3 module, which is not what we want. So I take this one, put it in here, and turn this on again. We also wanted to make a cement kiln. So go ahead and craft that. You need 10 new logs, and you need only the gearboxes that we are already making. look at that, we have 2 more advanced upgrade 4, so we can make all the mechanics upgrade we need. Okay, 2 of those, please. Does the blacksmith actually need the blacksmith output? We have this anvil chest that is almost empty. So I would say that's the first one. No, it's the second one. Yeah. Let's take this one out. And then we will have room to put the power hammer over here. That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move you over just a bit. I guess we might also be able to put the power hammer over here, right? We will see. Is it done already? It is. How big is it? 4 by 3 by 4. That's not too shabby. Like so. Yeah, good enough. So this will need another advanced upgrade, the one for blacksmith. On the other hand, what are the prices in here? So we can't do the modern tools, but we can do a steel axe. 20 steel bars and some leather hides. I guess I will go ahead. Did I turn this one off? I did. I'll steal this module anyway. And have you make the upgrade? No. Where is that one made? Blacksmith table. Let's set your storage up. Don't take, don't put anywhere. I guess then the anvil chest is your priority input-output. If there's anything in the crushing for you, why not? The blacksmith one will be interesting, but I think the most important one will be the steel one. Because those are the steel bars that you will need up here. The rubber and fiberglass later will have to be put in a chest. That will be the anvil chest. The leather hide is in there already, and these I guess I'll put into the blacksmith on an as needed basis. So that should be that. Let's let's take some lumber over. All that we have. And let's see how many, I guess 5 or 6 we can make. Steel axe. Steel hammer. The steel hoe, I guess not, because I rarely use the hoe. And whether I use it steel hoe or normal hoe, I don't really care. Same for the machete or the pickaxe. And definitely the shovel. Sickle, same as before. I'm good with the iron sickle for now. For the road tool, there is no steel road tool, as far as I know. But we will have to verify that. Roads, only the iron road tool, okay. Because, I mean, we have stone roads right now, and we have... As soon as we use the cement kiln, we also have asphalt roads. But over here, maybe a bow. Recurve bow is the one that I'm using. Composite bow would be the next one. Needs fiberglass, nylon. Means oil. And then we should have all the things in storage over here. So, goodbye. 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 And goodbye. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the blacksmith advanced upgrade I should have put in here instead of already making stuff without the upgrade. Well, I wasted some steel, I guess. And the only thing left that can be made here, apart from the modern tools that come later, are the steel saw blades, and those I used, and carpentry and masonry tables in the advanced versions for the advanced carpentry and advanced masonry skill. So the power hammer already did all we could ask of it, not right now. But we should be close to getting the thing done. What is your problem? Alright, here we go. There is the cement kiln. Cement kiln requires a room of tier 3, so cannot put it back there with the rest of the masonry things. I think I'll just put it down over here. Right there. You don't have any fuel. That's fine, because you can get access to... You don't have access to the big stockpile down there. Maybe if I put you a bit more to the front. How about here? Nope, still not. I guess then I'll have to give it a smaller stockpile on top. Not a smaller one, a normal one. That it can feed from. Which is okay. Because I think we will also need some special ingredients. So that's great. That's concrete. And that should be your first thing to access. You need that one, you need to put stuff in there. I don't think you need access to the molds and mechanics. Maybe to the blacksmith, why not? You will need access to the steel box because of the steel rebar. And maybe to the steel stockpile itself as well. And quick lamp. Because, let me first get to the inventories. The mining upgrade has to go into this one. I think we also finished the mechanics upgrade. That was for here, right? Yes. So you have one, yes, and I check the other ones as well, right? There's a fuel supply. Let's put the crushed coal in there. Should be good for now. So what do you need to make cement? What's your status? You still need a chimney pipe outside of all ropes. So you can now make 4 things. The masonry advanced upgrade. We queue that up immediately. We can make cement, which is used for reinforced concrete, but we also can make reinforced concrete by using sulfur, crushed sulfur, which we use almost nowhere else, and we have stockpiles full of them. So I won't make cement out of precious quicklime and clay and stuff like that if I can just use sulfur instead. And the cement can also be used in, or needs to be used in ashlar and in asphalt concrete. So we will make some cement, but exclusively for asphalt concrete, not for the reinforced concrete. And with reinforced concrete, we will have our first tier 4 building block, which I won't use for the houses just yet, because I think I'm still fine with the XP gain here. But I will definitely need it for future buildings. So what do we want to put up here? We need an upgrade. We need rebar, sand, and crushed sulfur. And in terms of sand, these two are identical, so that's okay. Do you have another upgrade for me? Yes. And then we will go down and make that rebar. How are we over here? At level 4 still. So I guess we'll go for more steel bars instead. Let's use up all the iron concentrate that we have. So 80? 120 then. And we will need more charcoal. So that will be a bit of an annoying thing to cart all this charcoal from the kiln over to the furnaces that actually use it. I might just set up a separate kiln just for the charcoal. I even would have room back here, I guess. Though I don't know whether it would have access to the large stockpile then. Let's put this in here for now. You still don't have enough charcoal, so it needs a lot of charcoal for all this for all the steel. All right. Let's make another kiln. Let's use those up for now. Alright, you're done with your charcoal stuff, so I'll get the truck and shift all the heat over. So if I put the peach down there, advanced smelting level 5, great. And I put the kiln back here. Can you access the stockpile? Yes, you can. Great. So the steel chest is your first source of input, or direction of input, whatever. Then maybe the quicklime one. And this one goes third. Take stuff from there, put stuff into there. Take a few, or a few more, why not? And then you need a module. And since this one is exclusively used for charcoal, I take everything back I said before. And I should be able to make the logging advanced upgrade, right? Well, currently not over here. Maybe here. Logging advanced upgrade. There it is. And I need more food, and I want to scrap these 4 tools over here. So, and these will be included as well. Crafting, you should be able to scrap exactly 6 tools. Why 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another tool I don't want to scrap. You shouldn't have access over here anyway. Oh, but no, 6 exactly. Grab them all. Yes, it's a bit of a waste of iron, but we don't care about those iron tools anymore. So this has to go down here to be crushed, and that stuff goes into the concrete one. And here's our advanced upgrades. Put that one in there. And we would need clay to make some cement. We would need rebars to make the advanced stuff, and we would need actually this sand in there. Let me quickly get a torch holder for the wall to shift stuff between the concrete and the big stockpile. Because that makes things a lot easier. So yes, those are the 3 interesting for me. Those go up. And then we have the steel as well. Let's go down. And you can now crush all the sulfur. 18. Put that one first, and let's see what you're doing over here. So as soon as we hit level 6, we can make the the next skill. What's it called? Leverage workspace. This one. Here we go. And with level 7 we can then make the advanced upgrades, but I won't wait for that one. I'll just make the rebar for now. Let's go for 100, 1000, 200. 200 rebar is not too much, so let's queue this. Oh boy. We need a power hammer in the same building. That is a tad of a problem. Because I don't have that. And I did not plan for it either. How do I fix that? I guess I have to make up my mind about this, how to do this exactly. Could shift those around. If I take this out, then these two are in the same building. That would be the trick, I guess. So, your name is no longer Quicklime Blaster. You go over there for a second. There we go. Yes. Let's move you over here. Where's this? That's one too much. Put this here for now. And you go... I don't really care if you stay or not, but for consistency's sake, I'll put you over here. And this chest has to go over there. This chest has to go over there. And you are again named Steve. And you get a bit of stuff like this. What's your deal? Storage. Don't you have access to the steel anymore? You don't. This is a new steel. Wait a second, this one goes first. And we rename those two up here. Your new name is Steel. And your name is concrete. I gotta fix you. And that should do the trick. I guess. You still have access. Take this one out, and then you do have access. Should do so for all the new things. Don't implicitly add stuff that messes up the table organization. Alright, how about you? We wanted to make the rebars. Now we want to make the rebars over here. But you do have a power hammer in the same building, because it is the same building, isn't it? What now? $791 square meters, so this should be doable. Here we go. Storage. The upgrade is in the other box over there. Alright, here we go. There's the logging upgrade. Put it in here. And you still have the same assignments, great. And that means you can now make the peach uncle. $200 for now. I'll just go for 260. I think that was level 7. So you stop for now. Wrong one. You stop for now. I'll have to get used to these two being swapped now. Do I have another upgrade ore that I can modify? I do. You get one. And you please make the advanced smelting upgrade. This goes first, and then I can turn you on again. What else can we craft in here? So we can craft rivets. Those are used for a couple of things. For example, modern upgrades, which is for the next level of things. Some advanced smelting, like steel signs and stuff like that. But mostly combustion engine, which is mechanics. Industry recipes. And a couple more. Steel pipes, I could make a few, because steel pipes are used for toilets. I want to make 3 of them. 3 toilets will use... I don't know how many steel pipes, because I don't trust the sign over there, because with the upgrade I probably need yet less. Toilet needs 4 steel pipes. If I use this upgrade, it even only needs 3, so I need 9 for the 3 toilets. You make me a pottery upgrade, please. Because steel pipes are not needed for a lot of things, so I will only make them as needed when I need them. Should have an entry over here to the smelter catacombs down here. Please make 9. And make them now. And right here we can make the first concrete. Sulfurcrete, when I use 80, I can still have it, so 40 it is. I can probably still have that because those are even numbers. Well, then we make 20 and use the 19 sand that we have. That didn't sound too good. Because this is full, of course it is. I should use the advanced smelting upgrade, right? After I made it. And I wasted some steel again. Well. You have your upgrade, right? No, you don't. That means you will need a masonry advanced upgrade. That I'll have to make at the cement kiln up there. Because quicklime is a masonry skill. Okay, we have our first concrete. Just take a few blocks to showcase them. So the roofs, I think, look rather neat. They're topped with a bit of steel. And then we have the flat roof tile, which is like a bit of an overhang. Floor has a bit of a rot on the side. And they all look this really drab whitish gray, which is why I don't really like to use them for buildings. I mean, you can paint them, but still, they're mostly useful for industrial buildings because they have like this industrial look. And what we have is well, that's not road barriers. What you can do is make road barriers, which I think looks rather neat, but it is concrete, so it doesn't look that nice. Let's take those, move those over to make those toilets over here, right? But only if I can type correctly. And I think with that we have explored most of what can be done with the advanced smelting for now. I mean, some of the things will come in handy later. But I think you got the idea. I don't need these anymore. I only had them in there for the toilets. So these go there. There are the first two, and then we can finally replace those latrines that we had. I think after that I will just go ahead and burn those bricks because we have all the upgrades we can get. And there's no need in waiting, and we will need a few of those. On the other hand, well, 200, that's 10 stacks. That's okay. Apparently we need more white powder. How much? 1. Here we go. You are done. Much better. Good, that was that. I think that should be it for this episode. Advanced smelting is completed thus far. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. and see you next time. Bye bye.